Richie B, the party master, on Up and Go.
Good morning. Welcome to Up and Go. My name is Richie B. Good morning to my team in the building. Thank you, Ronnie and Pernell. Have yourselves a great day. And good morning to all the wonderful listeners here in Jamaica and all over the world. It's time to get up and to be on the go. And you've got company right here with us. Here's a fact that you might not have known. In the Turkmenistan desert. All right, it's not that food is on my mind. Please forgive me on that one. In the Turkmenistan desert, a crater that they call the Door of Hell has been burning for decades. The Darvaza gas crater, also known as the Door to Hell, or also called the Gates of Hell, is a natural gas field which collapsed into a cavern near Darvaza in Turkmenistan. Believe me, accurate records of how the crater ignited have not been discovered, and some facts are still disputed. One of the more popular theories is that Soviet geologists intentionally set it on fire in the year 1971 to prevent the spread of methane gas, and it is thought to have been burning continuously ever since the year 1971. The gas crater has an area of 1 1/3 acres, and at its diameter it's about 226 feet, and its depth is somewhere in the region of 98 feet. The crater has become a popular tourist attraction, and the surrounding area is also popular for wild desert camping. But imagine that there is a place on earth in Turkmenistan, place called Darvaza, where you find the Door to Hell. And it's a crater that has been burning since 1971. You want to get a feel of what hell will be like? Take a trek over there. I have no such interest. But we understand, by the way, that the leader of the country is now saying that it's about time that they closed it up and stopped the burning. So we're watching that development. Many people are 100% against that. The Door to Hell. I don't want to get there anytime soon. None. In fact, at no time whatsoever. I should tell you that in the case of Mr. Djokovic, he has a nickname now. They're calling Novak. Novax. Because that is where his problems really started, because he's not into this vaccination business. So it's people are calling him Novax. Novak. Okay. By the way, interestingly, I saw a post from Roger Federer, and everybody in Australia is just giving him a lot of thumbs up and a lot of love, because there's an Australian young man who was out like Federer on with injuries, and he actually re-emerged and won a tournament down there recently, moving from like 400th in the world to somewhere in the region of 100th in the world. And apparently he's already in touch with Federer, who sent really warm congratulatory rewards to him. Right now, with all of what happened with Novak, everybody in Australia is just singing the praises of Federer. And you know that Federer, Nadal, and Novak are all trying to get to the leading number of Grand Slams first. So that's a development I thought I'd share with you. 27 now before the hour of 8 o'clock. Right now it's time for us to share with you our Proverb of the Day. As we try to get you familiar with these wonderful Jamaican proverbs, we give you the proverb, and then we give you the translation. And here's an interesting one for you today. Listen to this.
Nanny goat never scratch him back till him see wall.
Okay, you hear that one? Nanny goat never scratch him back till him see wall. That is our Jamaican proverb for today. First of all, the translation. A he-goat never wants to scratch his back till he sees a stone wall. There's a very short explanation contained in that proverb. And here it is. Await the proper opportunity. That's all that really means. Nanny goat never scratch him back till him see wall. What we're saying to you is await the proper opportunity for whatever it is that you want to accomplish. You make sure that you be patient and you await that right time and place. Await the proper opportunity. That was our Jamaican proverb of the day. Now, Jamaican resident Jennifer Ogole, who is the founder and CEO of UK-based BANG Edutainment, has been awarded the Most Excellent Order of the British Empire for services to young people in the 2022 UK New Year's Honours List. And we understand that for the past 3 years or so, Jennifer has been working on strategic development projects at both national and international levels under the BANG banner, focusing on disadvantaged and marginalized communities. She hopes that these initiatives will give birth to new autonomous charities and social enterprises. And she's joining us to tell us some more about this and all of these activities this morning. Good morning to you and welcome, Jennifer. How are you?
Oh, blessed morning. I am very well this morning and really happy to be here.
Congratulations. You've been awarded the Most Excellent Order of the British Empire. That is quite an honor. How do you feel about that designation?
Well, I am really thankful for the recognition for the work. But as far as I'm concerned, there is still much more work to be done. And I'm just looking forward to to getting on with that, especially here in Jamaica.
So it sounds like the award has put a little pep in your step then, Jennifer.
Yes, it has. It's been wonderful.
You're even more determined to continue with these wonderful activities then.
Yes, absolutely. I think the work that we need to do in this world, if anything, after COVID and the pandemic, has been highlighted, and there is just so much to be done to address so many issues globally and also here at home in Jamaica.
Yeah. Before we delve deeper into your organization, BANG, I'd like for you to tell us a little bit about yourself and your journey to the United Kingdom.
So I was born in Uganda. I'm Ugandan. Mm-hmm. And I left Uganda in the 80s with my family. We were refugees and we ended up seeking asylum in the UK. We lived in the UK. We landed in the UK absolutely, poor and with nothing except the clothes that we had on our back. Wow. My dad had 10 children, Mm-hmm. My dad had 10 daughters. So he had to bring us up on an estate in northwest London, the Stonebridge estate in Halsden, where also Bob Marley lived when he went over to London. Okay. And he really instilled with us a sense of self, a sense of, as African children, he never allowed that to kind of die in us. And the principles and the morals and the standards that came with that, he never let that go. He put 9 of us through to university and just focused us always on standing up for who we were and standing up for our community. So by the time I was about 16 or 17, I started to go a bit wayward. You know how it is in the UK with youth. And I got involved in youth services. And that was my journey, really, in terms of working with young people. Mm-hmm. And I established an organization by the time I was 24. I had a sister who suffered a mental illness and died within about 6 months. And at that point, it was that sliding doors moment, the wake-up moment, mm-hmm. and that brought to me the epiphany of what my life would be about, and it's working, with young people and for communities. And I dedicated my life to it since that time, In 2014, I came to Jamaica. I fell in love with Jamaica. I saw so much of myself as an African here on this island. And it just so happened at that time as well, that's the time my dad passed. He had cancer. And again, I had the second part to my epiphany, which was that I had to, as an African, come here and connect with the people here and continue my work here. Mm-hmm. So I live here in Ocho Rios, just getting on with that.
All right. So the organization BANG, can you tell us a little bit more about it? What are some of the services that you actually provide?
BANG, we've been going about 22 years now, and we have experience in a range of sort of areas. We've set up 5 radio stations in London, and we've trained young people in media skills and employability skills through that. At the moment, we're doing a lot of work. We run a creative mental health service, so we work with young people and families on that. We also run a mentoring and a coaching program for youth. We are just launching this year our leadership and entrepreneurship program for young people. Since the pandemic, our focus has really been that the change that has to happen in the world must involve young people as leaders. We're not going to build the world that we want, the world that works for everyone without the involvement of young people. So we are working with young people so that wherever they are, they can devise solutions for themselves, for their communities, for their neighborhoods, for their schools, and then we just support them to make those things happen in really, small but impactful ways. We're also in Nigeria, where we're doing more or less the same exact thing, is working with youth. So youth power is a massive theme. If there are 2 things that describe us, it's really youth power, community leadership. So the ability for everyone, because we stand for, the fact that all of us have the power. All of us are born with a purpose, and all of us have the power to really affect change in our own lives. And this is really, for us as an organization, the plan is to be really small and really impactful, and then look for partnerships with people, with communities, with organizations, and then link it all up. So the plan is here to do this with Jamaica, to do this in Africa, and to do this in the UK, and connect it all up together so that we have ecosystems of leadership, of enterprise, of programs and community services.
So you do have, you do reach out to Jamaican youth here at home then as well?
You know what? I've been developing this for quite a long time, and this is the year where we will launch. We're going to replicate our leadership and entrepreneurship program and start to work. We have a target of maybe 15 to 30 young Jamaican people this year to target and get their kind of leadership and entrepreneurship skills going. So that's the plan. I welcome anyone, any organization that's interested in developing young people in Jamaica to just get in touch, and let's make this happen. It's been a bit challenging, but we're on it. We're on it, and we're sure that that we will find the partnerships and get the work going.
So my next question, obviously, is how can persons get involved and how can they contact you?
Well, the best way to really contact me is if they could email charity@wearebang.com for my attention. And my name is Jennifer Ogole, Ogole. So any emails any emails sent to that, we will respond. We're just open to anyone who is aligned to that mission and wants to do the work with young people and communities. We welcome. Please get in touch. You can also follow us at Bang Charity. We're on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. So, yeah.
Sounds good. I want to get that email address one more time, Jennifer, if you will.
It's charity, so just spelled the normal way, charity@wearebang.com. So that's WEAREBANG.com. And BANG stands for Building a New Generation.
Ah, fantastic. Listen, we're really, really heartened by what you are doing, what you have been doing, and even the prospects for what you will continue to do. We commend you, and also on the order, the most British, the most excellent order of the British Empire. That is a fantastic achievement for the work that you have been doing with community youth. Thank you so much for talking with us, and best wishes going forward.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much, and love to everyone.
All right, much love to you too. Chat there with Jennifer Ogole, ladies and gentlemen. And she is definitely onto something very, very positive. And looks like she's going to be even impacting Jamaicans as well here at home as time progresses. There's so much violence in our society. My goodness, just simply too much violence. Many people have been very, very annoyed at the killing of youth and young people and women. There's a case down there in Montego Bay of a 9-year-old. There was a shooting death in central Kingston recently. And just so many instances of violence against humanity, and especially in recent times against children and women. Just not last weekend, but the one before, a couple of days ago, really, 2 women were shot at their place of business down there in Westmoreland and so on. We need a better society. We need to cut out the violence, and we need to spread some love in our communities, man. Good morning, Corporal James. How are you?
Good morning to you and your listeners, Richie B, and to my hardworking colleagues, and a happy new year to you all.
Thank you very much. We wish you and your team the very, very same. In light of the increase in murders and violence across the country, what can you tell us this morning about the morale of the police officers?
Richie, it has been a difficult task in motivating the men and women to go out and to give up their very best. The government has not seen it fit, notwithstanding expanding the roles and functions of the men and women of the rank and file cohort. It's duty and more duty, but what has been lacking is that there is absolutely no due regard for well-being and welfare at this time. You cannot have a police officer having to report sick just because he's unable to find the resources to come to work. It is robbing the citizens blind of resources that they desperately need to stand for them to stand in the gap for them against the hoodlums of this country. And that is what the government has not seen it fit to place as priority: national security and the welfare and the well-being of the men and women of the constabulary force.
Are you any closer to some kind of finalization as it relates to the salary issue? Or
not at all. Not at all, Richie. I would dare say that the Minister of Finance is seeking to use the Anansi approach, the cunning approach to get to what he wants without even disclosing to us critical information that would advise and inform our membership as to what the government intentions are, even in relation to a compensation review. I say this against the background that even the public sector bodies that have signed are now in limbo because the Minister of Finance has not disclosed to them what it is that the compensation review will yield for them so that they can advise their membership. And I want for the government to understand and appreciate that the days when they can impose any dictatorial approach to negotiation practices are over and done with. This chairman will not be standing by and allow for that to happen. It is the interest of not only the membership, but the service for the people of Jamaica that is the forefront of my being. And I will not retreat nor relent. I am prepared to continue the education thrust so that the members of the public, both in the diaspora and in Jamaica, can underscore the importance and where the lack of sincerity for their well-being on the part of our employer, the government, sits.
It seems like this matter has been dragging on for, obviously, from our perspective, as citizens of the country, for much too long. Where is it at now? What's the next step? Because I see in the press you're using very strong language in describing the situation. I think even in one of the releases I saw where the word theft was used.
Wage theft, yes, Richie.
Wage theft,
Yes, Richie. In fact, when the government or any employer refuses to compensate you for time worked and to afford you your leave entitlement in accordance with the labor laws that has been enacted, it amounts to wage theft. and that is how the law ascribes it. And this is the practice that the government has embarked on. And what is most disturbing is that the Minister of Finance continues to say it was not under his watch. But the fact of the matter, the people of Jamaica don't elect a party, they elect a government. So when government are in place, I don't see party at the forefront. You must live up to the obligation. You must ensure that the rights of the citizens are protected, and you should do nothing to abuse or abrogate the rights of citizens. It must be protected. The Constitution that you swore to protect the rights of every citizen, you must uphold that aspect of it even in your office as the Minister of Finance.
We have
identified that the previous government have ignored and neglected to perform aspects of contract. It is your duty now to sit down and to hammer out an amicable result. And it is painstaking, Richie, and heartbreaking to see even the Prime Minister up to yesterday addressed a press conference and says nothing about the well-being of the men and women of the constabulary force, whom he expects to go out and give up their best to the citizens, knowing that there is an impediment. The crunch is real. The members are unable to find the financial resources to effectively attend duties and to perform at optimal level. The constabulary force, the High Command is grappling with that aspect of inability at this time. And it is important for the public to know that it is the government that is standing in the way of proper, effective security of this country. It cannot continue.
I know you can't speak for your employers on this matter, but we have not been hearing from them outside of the fact that I think I saw where the minister had said sometime recently that he has no intention of basically going public on this matter. So we have to be asking you, what's the argument that is being put forward to you in your meetings?
The fact of the matter, Richie, they are saying that they are relying on a compensation review. The Police Federation cannot buy puss in bag. If the disclosure is not made, we don't know what the government's intentions are. And I will not place my membership in any precarious position as the other trade unions have done. I will not sell out my membership. That is a no-no. The fact that the government has indicated that a compensation review is in order for April 1st. They have not disclosed any information. Up to last Tuesday, I have written to the Minister of Finance, which he has acknowledged verbally that he received, but he has not communicated to us in writing to state the position as requested in the letter.
Mm-hmm.
And to make matters worse, they continue to speak about a compensation review. And mark you, Richie, when they commission and the review of the pension reform, it places our members in a worse off position, knowing that the government is taking more from them for pension, but giving them less in return as income replacement. It's a travesty. We cannot allow for those things to continue, and we will not sit by and allow any recurrence of that.
I see where the Jamaica Confederation of Trade Unions has gotten involved, and I actually have access to a letter that was written to the Minister of Finance by Helene Davis White, the president of the Jamaica Confederation of Trade Unions. The last paragraph says, "We trust that you recognize and accept the importance of us being able to convince our members that the government of Jamaica is sincere in its efforts to ensure that public sector workers are properly compensated, and so we look forward to our request, as stated above, being granted without delay." So they have actually added their voice to the issue. You are, in fact, a member of the Jamaica Federation of Trade Unions, then?
No, we are not, Richard. We cannot be associated with any trade union.
Okay, yes.
The statute, and that is why I believe that the government is foolhardy about how it is approaching things, because the forefathers would have envisaged that law enforcement is such a critical role to this country's economic pillar that it should never engage in any participation where the service can be withdrawn or the citizens can be deprived at a moment's notice of the service that they desire. So at no time, national security and the men and women of the constabulary force should be taken for granted. It should be that they should identify that the service that is rendered is so critical that we are not even listed among the schedule of essential workers. That is how critical we are.
Yeah. We have seen a spike in murders and in violence in recent times. Are your members, still carrying out their duties as efficiently as they possibly can, even amidst this delayed settlement on salary issues?
You broke up a while ago.
Right.
Richard.
I'm saying, what with the spike in murders and crime in our society, are you telling us this morning that the members of the JCF are still carrying out their duties the way they ought to, even amidst this delayed settlement of the wage matter?
Richie, the truth be told, they are limited. The foot soldiers who are the rank and file, the membership that makes up the bulk of the operation efficiency out on the street, the constables are affected tremendously because at the end of the month, when they should get paid, the little that they get from the $70,000 after tax is inefficient to carry them for the entire month, taking them back up to PD. So what you find happening is that at best, up to 8 or 10 days, they cannot reach work. So the citizens are being deprived, and the government is well aware of the information that we are putting out here now. And it is a cause for concern that they know that they are tying the hands of the force to operate at optimal level, and they continue to skate around the bush and to indicate that we can rely merely on state of emergencies and those when they know that if they give the force the resources and do the necessary compensation, then the force will be in a position to respond to the day-to-day policing needs of the communities.
We hope that
we would not need for so many of our constables to be reporting sick because they are unable to find the resources to come to work.
We hope
That's the truth.
We really hope that this matter comes to an amicable solution very, very soon. What is your final plea to the government this morning?
To let good sense prevail and act in the interest of the country, and to ensure that they find themselves at the table to sit with the Police Federation to hammer out an amicable resolve. We are prepared to even enter the table even tonight as we speak.
Has the word unaffordability or inability to pay been mentioned in these meetings?
That has never come up, Richie, and you would have seen the government even setting National Water Commission's debt, so to speak, in the sum of $50 million. It's not $50 million that is required to pay the police officers to be able to operate efficiently in our environment to protect the citizens of this country.
Mm-hmm. I heard you loud and clear.
So the priority of the government must be similar to how they take the issue of COVID seriously, that they take national security seriously.
Thank you, Corporal James. Appreciate the deliberations. Have a good day today, and all the best to your members. Thank you. I took a look a while ago at the back page of today's Jamaica Observer newspaper, and I see new low. And then above that, I see Damian Lowe joins Inter Miami. So it's two different stories, obviously. New low is in reference to the embarrassment that the West Indies suffered at the hands of the Irish, who beat them in the series played at the Savannah Park 2-1. Imagine international cricket is being played and we can't even go there because of this darn COVID situation. But also on the back page of the newspaper is Damian Lowe now joining Inter Miami. And, of course, Inter Miami is owned by Beckham, right? Yeah.
David Beckham.
David Beckham. So we hope that he'll do well there. Good luck, Damian Lowe. And it's quite the opposite for him. No new low. It's a new high, I'm sure, that he would say.
Yep, that's a big move.
You know, Sean Paul is having a good start of the year 2022, and he has a song that he did with Dua Lipa called No Lies. That came out in, I think, 2016, if you recall. Can I tell you that this song is now re-entering several charts around the world? Yeah. It's now back on the Billboard's Global 200 charts. Came in at number 193. And it is also on the global, excluding U.S. chart. It jumped from 180 to 123. And this song is just developing new life. It's called No Lies. Dua Lipa, along with Sean Paul. Congratulations. It's a morning when Canada is showing temperatures of minus 4 degrees and snow expected to be about 25 centimeters throughout the morning into the early afternoon. Very cold in Canada. And we want to find out what it's like in New York City. We're standing by now to hear DJ Roy coming through with his usual energy. Morning, 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 morning.
You know, I think he definitely have a trademark.
Trust me. All right, here he is. Morning, Roy.
Sunny Jamaica.
Yeah.
Out of the bridge at 99 FM studios.
Yeah. Yeah. That's us.
Now, I'm not saying happy birthday to you, Richie B. I think yours comes in September, right?
That's right. I know where you're going with that. You're a good friend, our good friend.
Oh, man. Listen, you know, yesterday I had a conversation with him. I was trying to get him on for today, but he's out of port, he says, but sends his love to you, Richie B,
Give
and the whole
thanks.
Bridge Nation family. But, you know, when you go through the catalog of you know, Ralston, it's truly, truly amazing, and his journey. And I was really happy to be a part of a lot of that journey from the day of Shang Records, coming right up to, you know, the 2 Grammys and all that he's done, the groundbreaking things he's done, even in the motherland as we celebrate the birthday of Dr. Martin Luther King.
Yes.
And I remember when Shabba went to Africa and how it was truly amazing. He met Mandela and all of that. Shabba has,
He has done it all, man.
He's done it all.
Yeah.
He's done it all. So, and I caught a piece of your tribute.
You
with
did?
Audley, boy, Jano Star. Audley, make your bad summer. You not leave no Shabba for me play.
Rod, DJ, Rod, them for no.
No, sir. I thoroughly, well, I catch you guys every morning. I work out to you guys in the morning. But boy, that Shabba tribute and the voice notes and the WhatsApp calls coming in from all over the world.
It's a good look.
Shabba, man.
It's a good look.
Amazing.
He's really one of those artists that's really loved, and he has given us some great songs through the years, and nobody can take it away from him. When it comes to the way he sits on rhythms, whether it be one drop or dancehall, up-tempo music, he is a classic when it comes to that. He, as they say, him sit down on a rhythm like a lizard on a limb. I mean, Shabba is really, really talented. We salute him today, and we wish him all the best for the year ahead, himself and his family. I think he has a son called Rexton Jr.,
Yeah.
and to his other son and to his wife and everybody, we say big ups and happy Earth Strong. Rexton, Ralston, Fernando Gordon. I've never been comfortable calling him Big Dirty. No, I actually have never been comfortable doing that, although he doesn't mind.
he doesn't mind
He
at all.
doesn't mind. Yeah, but big up Shabba. Anyway, my brother.
Indeed. Anything interesting happening over the weekend in Jamaica?
Well, another Zozo has been announced by the Prime Minister, this time for Westmoreland, Savlamar in particular. And it covers most of southern Savlamar, we understand, but a number of voices are coming forward saying it should be a little bit more expansive, and maybe you should also get coverage closer to the hospital gate and so on. I've seen a lot of persons feeling that it's a little too narrow, so I don't know whether or not it will be up for review. But based on violence that has been ongoing really in Westmoreland, Russia and places like that down there, the Prime Minister and his team decided to call a ZOSO, Zone of Special Operations. And of course, just a couple of days ago, they had one announced for Central Kingston. So that is the latest in relation to that. I spoke to the chairman of the Police Federation, that was this morning, calling out the government and asking them to settle the wage matter. But he did say that even amidst the delay in settling that issue, the police are out there and they're putting in all that they can. So the nation has nothing to worry about in terms of its security. So that's a good sound coming from the chairman of the Police Federation. But those are two of the items that we thought we'd share with you this morning, bro.
All right, well, thanks for that. And let's get into our tribute.
Richie B, the party master, on Up and Go, The Bridge, 99 FM.